Republicans have scored victories in two key US elections for governor. The polls were being viewed by many as the first electoral test for President Barack Obama's leadership.
For more on the elections and President Obama's first year in office, we're joined by Professor Brendon O'Connor. He's from the US Studies Centre at the University of Sydney. Brendon O'Connor, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, pleasure to join you, Virginia.
First of all, let's take a quick look through those races, the gubernatorial races in New Jersey and Virginia, and also the congressional race in upstate New York. Do you see that there's some link connecting the outcome of those races?
There seems to be an economic populist message that these candidates have run on. They haven't run on the social conservatism of, say, the latter part of the Bush administration. Gay rights, for instance, wasn't a big issue. I think it's been an anti-Wall Street kind of position that's been run. John Corzine was a big beneficiary from the 1990s of the stock market rise. He was a Goldman Sachs man, and he fell in that campaign in New Jersey. So I think it was an economic kind of populist message, which I think the Republicans will struggle to maintain over time because they've become the party of the Tea Parties, but also traditionally, I think, linked to the economic royalists, as you might call them, of Wall Street themselves.
So you believe that they're rehitching their wagons to that sort of cause, do you?
Yeah, they've moved away from the social conservatism, and the anti-government rhetoric seems to be the big thing that they pushed in those two campaigns, that the government had got too involved in the economy, was handing out too many handouts to various sectors of the economy.
And how's the Obama camp going to spin these losses?
I think they'll say it was local issues. John Corzine probably wasn't the most attractive candidate in this race in New Jersey, and Cray Deeds, one of those great southern names, was not one of the great candidates in Virginia. So I think they'll try to say it was all about local issues, and the Republicans will try to say it was all about national issues, and it suggests that Obama is a bit on the nose.
Well, the Republicans wouldn't be wrong in doing that, would they? I mean, there does seem to be a wave of feeling across the country, notwithstanding whether you're an Obama supporter or not, that he's not delivered so far, and that he's foot-faulted on a couple of key issues, including healthcare.
His popularity rating isn't great. I mean, some have said it's probably as poor as Gerald Ford in the first year, and Ford, of course, pardoned Nixon, and people didn't forgive that for quite some time. But I think it's probably a little bit early to judge. He's still standing very strong for the next election in 2012. I don't think there's any obvious Republican challenger, so I don't think the Democrats will panic, but it doesn't look like they're going to get the reforms they promised through this year. Healthcare reform, reform on the environment, and also maybe another stimulus bill might have to wait until next year, which will dent Obama's credibility to some extent.
It would also presumably then affect him very substantially in the midterm congressional elections, particularly if he can't get healthcare reform through.
Yeah, I mean, one of the criticisms of Obama is that he's relied too much on his campaign people to run his administration, and I think there's probably a need not to focus too much on that election and really think about policy in the next few months. And I think, getting a really substantive victory on healthcare reform, even if it is early next year, might change the debate. There might be a sense that, well, something significant was done that Clinton wasn't able to achieve or Carter wasn't able to achieve. So I wouldn't want, hopefully I don't think the administration will become entirely about the politics of it all.
No, but it has to be about the outcomes, and if it can't deliver, then the voters really have no way to go but to punish the Obama administration.
Yeah, I mean, the Republican Party still, I think, is not in a great shape. So the Republicans certainly aren't out of politics in America. It's not a one-party state. But I don't think they've got any kind of national leadership that looks particularly credible. So
no, look,
that will be their big problem.
Yeah, and it's interesting you raise that, because, I mean, who would you say was sort of the national figurehead for the Republican Party in the United States at the moment? For my money, it seems to be people like Karl Rove.
Yeah, they're really casting around for someone. It's a lot of these men of yesterday. A guy called Dick Armey is, I suppose, head of the Tea Party movement, Rush Limbaugh on his talk radio, and then really these new people like Tim Pawlenty trying to get a bit of a name for themselves, but no one, I think, who would obviously threaten Obama. So the Democrats are blessed in that regard.
So are you disappointed in what Barack Obama has managed to achieve or not achieve in his first year in office?
I suppose for me the biggest disappointment is he hasn't said more about global warming. Americans seem to be becoming more sceptical about this issue, and this is something where he could use his eloquence, his charisma to put the case that there is a serious problem, that the science seems to suggest that man-made global warming is occurring. He hasn't put a big effort in on this issue. Now some have said, well, he was going to do it after healthcare, but I think the debate is starting to slip away. Maybe he's not going to go to the Copenhagen climate change conference, so I think he could show more leadership on that issue particularly.
Brendon O'Connor, good to talk to you this morning. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.